Please, for the love of God, beat Denver, though. This team hurts to watch. What up, everybody? It's PJ here once again with Excabandai.
Hello.
Yeah, Sunday was a disappointment over in Denver, so we're going to hop into some Madden and talk about that one.
In not direct game news, did you see that Jim Irsay said that the NFL admitted that they had 2 wrong calls in their game?
I did not. Did he say what calls they were?
Let's see. It was a legal contact and defensive pass interference in the final minute against Darrell Baker.
Yeah.
And both those calls helped the Browns win on that field goal.
As what I knew there was some controversy in that game, but I hadn't followed up too much on it.
Oh, I didn't realize the illegal contact call, which apparently was incorrect, negated a sack fumble, which would have ended the game.
Yeah, that's
so. Yeah, poor call directly affected the outcome.
Damn. Yeah, that'd be a little bit brutal. But actually make a tackle for a loss. That's unusual.
Where was that on Sunday?
For real. So yeah, speaking of Sunday, Green Bay's coming off a bye week, and I know Denver was also on a little bit of an extended week. I'm surprised he got to that, to be honest, because they had the Thursday night game against Kansas City as well. But the Broncos' defense had been pretty rough going into it. They had allowed the most points in the league at 33.3 points per game. They were allowing 440.3 yards per game. But we got to halftime in our game, and the Packers were still shut out, which made me sad. But
and is certainly a trend.
Yeah, it's. I saw Rob Demovsky had an article that this was the first time that the Packers had scored 3 points or fewer in the first half in 4 consecutive games in a season since 1988. So I wasn't even alive the last time it had happened. But despite all that,
a long time.
Yeah, despite all that, they came out the second half. They got a field goal, immediately gave up a touchdown. It seemed like, so 16-3. But kind of the same trend as the other games. They didn't quit. They actually took the lead back, 17-16. Unfortunately, it seemed like as soon as they take the lead, the defense went completely soft, and the Broncos were able to kind of march back into field goal range, eventually get a 17-19 lead off of that. Now it's up to the offense again to score, and unfortunately, interception. They got all the way down to the Denver 44, but holding call by Jenkins, and then just a bad pass by Love over to Watson, and then the deep shot, and it was over. So, what was your thoughts on the game in general?
Execution is still terrible. Fundamentals are still terrible. Like missed tackles everywhere. Not not keeping their gaps to try to lessen the ability for them to run through them on defense. Still had linebackers, or not linebackers. Well, nice interception.
Thank you.
Still had linebackers playing, coverage on running backs and wide receivers off the ball. Which running backs, I understand, like in man coverage, that may be the case. There's a whole reason why they line the running back up out wide for that situation. But you should never have a down lineman or an edge type player lined up with a wide receiver ever.
Well, you don't like the
even an inside
quarterback one?
I do not. Inside linebackers should also not be lined up with wide receivers. But, if you go with your more base defense, that may be more likely to happen. I can understand it, but why are the edge players guarding receivers? Even if they don't throw to that receiver, why are they even there in position to do it anyway?
Let's go.
What the hell was that?
That was a running play that actually worked for me. Let's go. I need to see some more Aaron Jones running like that this upcoming Sunday against Minnesota. Go, Pack, go! I'm so glad we added that to our Discord.
You're welcome for the soundboard, mate.
But yeah, I remember I was after digesting the fact that we actually lost to Denver. I went back and kind of looked at a little bit of our preview last week, and it was like, well, I don't see anybody that would individually disrupt Green Bay on offense, but sort of like how Max Crosby had done the previous game with the Raiders. And as it was, Denver didn't get a sack on the day, but it seemed like they were just able to play the pass and kind of rush 4 all day. And that was still enough to cause issues, along with the fact that, you start seeing videos like the QB skill, and I think even, I want to say it was like Kurt Warner's videos and stuff, where you just see people running the wrong routes, or, just not in a good spot. Even on the game live, there was that one, I think it was 3rd down, where you saw 2 receivers pretty much run to the same spot, and it was like, what is everybody doing over here?
Yep. And then Watson sat the route down and Love threw outside. I'm assuming expecting someone to be there, and no one ran there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I haven't seen Kurt Warner's video. When I have watched his videos, I know they're very in-depth and explain a lot of concepts. But I did watch the QB School video, and it's interesting because clearly the pass blocking has issues, and there are issues with like very basic defensive concepts, which is terrifying to watch.
Yeah.
But then when you have receivers seemingly running wrong routes, and I understand we're not in the playbook, so technically you can go, well, you don't know what route they were supposed to run. There's no play design ever where you have 2 receivers run to the same exact spot, right behind each other, literally with 3 yards of separation. I mean, on that 3rd down you referenced, it looked like Jaden Reed was trying to cover Christian Watson. They were that close. You would never design a play that way. One of those 2 guys ran the wrong route. And seeing the way they ran it and what Love threw, I think they both ran the wrong route. Like, I don't think Jaden Reed was supposed to run that direction. And I think Christian Watson was expected to continue running that direction. And it ended up being a beautiful spiral to absolutely nobody. But then on top of that, even when there is pass protection, Jordan Love looks jumpy and skittish.
He looks like me when I first tried to play football after my messed up shoulder injury. Like,
and
you have no confidence of, not getting hit or whatever.
I don't remember it being like that in the first, in the game against the Bears, and I don't really remember seeing that against the Falcons.
Yeah.
Like even late. But after the Saints game, he seemed, dance happy, ready to move, ready to run. And there's a few passes in the game against the Broncos where if he just stayed in the pocket, set his feet and threw, it would have been a very simple pass. But instead he doesn't even step up in the pocket. He runs into the pocket.
Yeah.
Which makes it incredibly difficult to throw because you're running in a straight line forward.
It was like even that touchdown to Dobbs that they highlighted on QB School. He's running forward but to his left and trying to throw it back to his right. And, luckily Dobbs was able to make a great touchdown catch. Even
like if he
territorial.
If he stays in the pocket, even with Gene Steratore saying he thinks it's an interception.
Yeah.
And then tracking that back later. But if he just stays in the pocket and throws a pass, it's probably in. I'm not going to say he doesn't throw it short because he has thrown several short balls. But he probably throws it further, and it's either an easier touchdown reception or a non-contested touchdown reception. But instead, he runs forward in the pocket, has to drift to his left because the right side is covered, and then he throws sidearm behind Josh Myers' head to Dobbs in the end zone. And fortunately, he makes a great play and catches it, but it was just unnecessary pocket movement. He wasn't really being threatened. The same thing happened with the pass to Christian Watson late in the game that he got hurt on. He steps into the pocket or runs up into the pocket and then is falling down as he throws it. And because he's literally falling to the left, the pass goes wide left and Christian Watson gets his ankle crushed.
Yeah.
And I mean, as far as I know, he ended up being okay, but he did, miss the last few last few plays because of that errant throw, all because he was running in the pocket when the pocket was clean. And I think that goes back to he doesn't trust that the pocket will be clean, so he's giving about half a read to one read, and then he starts moving, whether there's pressure or not.
It's I don't know how you fix that right this second. Whether it's how do you get better offensive line play going? Do you especially now it seems like Myers might be out. You're not going to have Bakhtiari walking back through that door this season, so it's
nope.
I don't know. Oh, that was a crap drive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with the blocking because they're not doing great on run blocking either. Like, it's not like they're dominating one and struggling with the other. They're struggling with both.
Yeah, we were finally excited this week just because Denver was supposed to have one of the worst rushing defenses in the entire league, and we were able to get 4.7 yards per carry, something like that, which was outstanding for us.
Much better than our average. It's much better than our average, but it was still, I think, less per carry average than what the Broncos were giving up.
Yeah, they're typically like 5.5 yards per carry going into the game. Let's see if I can pick this.
Yeah, it's just like, the rushing offense did better than it had been, but they were facing a super poor run defense. And the passing offense could have been better, but we were also facing a super poor pass defense. So it's like,
damn,
that was a catch.
Apparently.
Okay then. So yeah, I mean, like I don't know what they can do to fix it in the short term. Realistically, because I mean, we knew this was going to be a rebuild year. We have tons and tons of cap that's just eaten up with dead money between all of the players that we've let go this offseason, that were considered veterans, plus, getting rid of Rodgers, who's a big chunk of it. That was weird.
Yeah.
Animation.
Like he caught it and then he was just down.
So, like, I understand that the roster may not be constructed as well as you would like because there's so much dead space. So if you're going to be in a rebuild year and you can see building blocks that are positive, I don't know why they don't just focus on the fundamentals of, pass blocking, run blocking. Nice interception.
Thank you.
Terrible that it was outside the end zone, but, a turnover is a turnover.
You know what? I'll take the halftime lead at least.
Fair. So, like, just, I don't even care about the scheme at this point. Like, get your wide receivers knowing the plays of running the right routes.
Oh, baby. Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Let's go. Run, you beautiful running back, run. Aaron Jones, 98 yards to the house.
Touchdown.
Holy crap, that's the longest run I've ever had on Madden. Go, Pack, go. Go, Pack, go. Ooh. Talk about a flip on that one. Get the interception with Jair at the 2-yard line and Aaron Jones house call from 98.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all.
As soon as I saw him stack the middle, I was like, "Oh man, if I can make him miss," but I still didn't expect it. Oh man, I just got sad seeing Stokes as I'm controlling him, knowing that he got injured again and back on IR. Yeah, that's another
back
whole
on
thing.
IR.
It was like the Grandpa Simpson meme, man. He was in for 4 special teams plays and he was right back out.
Yep. I didn't even see what exactly he hurt.
Apparently it's hamstring.
Body injury.
Yeah, it's I guess a hamstring injury that aggravated on one of the returns.
Yeah. And Savage is on IR too.
Yep, went down with a calf injury, which he had the calf injury going into it. We even mentioned it in the one video.
Yep.
But yeah, just right now, that's another whole thing. This team is so unhealthy right now, and unfortunately, there's not going to be a bye week to heal it up anymore, so that's going to be a little bit rough.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, I want them to not worry about the scheme. They're clearly already not worried about the defensive scheme because that's trash.
Yeah.
Like, you can blame the players all you want. You know, the scheme has been terrible since Joe Barry got there, outside of a few games here and there. It was terrible under Mike Pettin outside of a few games here and there. You know, it's just, it's not good. You gonna return this too?
Nah. I wish I would.
Ran out of the sideline.
Yep. Hey, still 3 picks in the first half. That's nice.
Yeah. So, you know, just go back to fundamentals. You know, cover your assignment on the defensive front 7. You know, you see a gap, you fill a gap. Tackling, like, we miss so many tackles.
Yeah, I think I saw something like 12 or 13 this week were considered misses.
I didn't look at the exact stat of it, but I mean, my eyeballs said, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
But it's not like we had one bad game or we faced one elusive back. It's like every back. Like, I think I could break a tackle against our defense. like I legitimately don't understand why they can't tackle. And then on offense, like, block. If they can get blocking just solid, just get the players above average blocking instead of below average blocking, and this entire offense is completely different. If you give Jordan, you've only attempted 2 passes.
Yeah.
Well, you did get sacked twice.
I was about to say, don't need to pass when you keep running it down the throat.
Kinky. Sacked.
Got it out of there, I guess.
Just barely not sacked. But, you know, just work on those fundamentals. You know, get the blocking down. If you protect Jordan Love, give him a reason to feel somewhat safe, he won't scramble as much inside of the pocket. And hopefully that'll lead to a few better throws, because the throws are there. You can see that he can throw a nice pass.
Yeah. Even the second touchdown with the deflection and stuff, it was still a great pass just to get the arm angle changed to hit Dobbs in the first place. Just fortunate that his back shoulder, it ended up, deflecting just right.
It wasn't even that hard of a catchable pass, at least location-wise. I have no idea how fast he threw the actual ball. You know, maybe it just got there faster than Dobbs expected, and he literally just couldn't close his hands in time. I'm not sure. It was very fortunate that it bounced to Reed in the end zone. But yeah, watching the slow replay of it, there's many quarterbacks that probably wouldn't have been able to get the playoff in that fashion. There is some underlying skill there. The accuracy has another interception.
Stokes.
Wow, what a game.
Yeah, I'll take this.
So, like, there's flashes of talent there from Love. There's flashes of talent from Watson and Dobbs and Reed. Wicks has even shown flashes when he's gotten opportunities.
You have no idea how much I want to see Wicks play more. That man.
This.
Yeah, I was about to say, where's my Go Pack Go?
Go, Pack, go!
I was going to get some heavy use this game, it seemed like.
Hope so.
Yeah, I hope I didn't just jinx myself to the Shadow Realm here.
Well, I know you and Jinxes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's flashes of talent on the offensive side. I know that they're very young overall. Like, even the offensive line, Jenkins is, he's probably the most veteran, I think. Maybe not a veteran by a year. That was caught.
Apparently, yeah.
Looked like a sandwich, and somehow he ended up with the ball.
Yeah, who's starting right now? He would be the veteran because Walker was drafted last year. Myers has been there a little bit, but I think he came after Jenkins as well.
Yeah, I think Myers is after Jenkins, but I can't remember how many years Runyon's played.
Runyon, I think, is 2 or 3 years. I'd have to pull it back up real quick.
Yeah. Regardless, I mean, the oldest healthy lineman on the team has only been playing for 4 seasons.
Yeah, it's,
That's an incredible amount of youth, and unless they're just amazing, out of the gate players, that it's hard to overcome the experience gap. The wide receivers, most veteran receivers second year.
Yeah. Tight ends, both of them were
tight ends
rookies.
are all rookies.
Except
They're
for
rookies.
Guevara, who's been injured.
Fullback / tight end.
Yeah.
And he was probably the worst tight end in the Broncos game.
Yeah, and unfortunately Musgrave too got injured in that one, so
yeah, because he got his ankle rolled over.
Yeah, I guess he was in a walking boot after the game and stuff from what I saw. So yeah, it's just
so like there's a lot of youth, and they're clearly making tons of mistakes, mental mistakes, some physical mistakes. That was an interesting bat down.
Yeah, it was.
Tons and tons of mistakes. And, like, I don't even care about them necessarily running the scheme outside of what is necessary to run an offense. Like, just get them running clean routes, get them running the correct routes, get the blocking down. Like, just play fundamental football. Like, look at what the Lions have done in the last few years. When their coach got hired, their team was a mess. And it wasn't just from like a talent standpoint. It was from a fundamental standpoint. They just made mistakes. They lost their assignments. They missed tackles. They ran wrong routes. There was just mistakes all over the field. And the first thing he did was work hard at just making them play fundamental ball. And then they would go play us, who were relying on the talent of Rodgers, and they gave us a trouble every single time. Even when they lost, they were giving us problems. And now they've got a good team with good players and they're fundamental. Yeah, I know they just got shellacked by the Ravens, but, even good teams can have a bad game here and there. I don't think that game's going to derail their season, although I wouldn't be upset if it did. I don't think it will derail their season, because they're bought into their coach's philosophy, which is play fundamental ball and hit the guy in front of you.
And bite some kneecaps.
Yeah, maybe bite some kneecaps. He
But,
probably bit a few. He was a tight end.
yeah, also, too, just looking back over the points that we were making in our previews and everything as Aaron Jones goes to the house again. I was actually about to bring up the running game for Denver, but
Go, Pack, go!
you know,
Go, Pack, go!
yeah, they had Javonte Williams go for 15 carries, 82 yards. I saw that was his first 80-plus yard game since 2021. McLaughlin had another 45 yards on the ground, and as a team, they went for 145 yards total on just 25 carries. So they're still averaging 5.8 yards per carry, and it seems like, you know, on the defense, on the running side, you know, you know, it feels like a broken record. Like, how many times are we just going to give up so many rushing yards and do nothing to stop it? It seems like.
I mean, given the talent that most of them have played at individually, I just can't understand why. Unless it's down to the scheme and coaching, which is probably true.
Yeah, it just seems like, you know, doesn't matter who the coordinator's been recently, it's always coming down to, oh yeah, you know, 49ers, it was like, here goes Mostert, and he's still running to this day, it feels like. You get
Yeah, but I
somebody,
mean, if you look at the last few defensive coordinators we've had, they've all played defense with the same philosophy:
yeah,
off coverage, bend but don't break. The problem is offenses have been geared for the last 10 years, 15 years to play against that defense. So it just gets shredded.
yep. Yeah, just once, like, I would love to see them be a little bit more aggressive. Every once in a while, like, the Packers defense will have a great game against, you know, an actual quality opponent, but it feels like when you get down to major games or even major moments in games, they're not going to get that stop. Like, occasionally they do,
No.
but it's not like I have the same comfort that I would with, like, you know, just about any other top defense.
Yeah, I mean, like, statistically, the defense always looks okay. Like right now, I mean, we're not particularly great. Um, if you look at our defensive ranks, our rushing defense is obviously putrid.
Yeah.
We're 30th in rushing yards on defense, 20th in ranked 20th in rushing touchdowns allowed,
Yep.
and let's see, in passing defense, we're 8th. But part of the reason why, another interception. Oh, feeling froggy, eh?
A little bit.
A part of the reason why the passing defense looks good is because they don't have to pass.
Yeah. I mean, if you're getting 5 yards on the ground every carry, then you don't really need to pass unless you're going to take, you know, there's a couple deep shots here and there or whatever to kind of keep it balanced. But
Yeah, where teams have attempted, we're ranked 7th in passes defended. Like how many pass attempts they've had to defend. There's only 6 teams that have had teams throw fewer passes against them.
I had to come back for that one.
Yeah, I saw that. And we're 8th in pass defensive yards allowed. It's great, I guess.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
part of that reason is they're not having to throw. They can dink and dunk because we can't defend the middle of the field still after forever, how many years. And then they can pretty much run at will. Like if you're guaranteed 4 to 5 yards a carry, that's a first down in 3 carries every time. And even late in the game, you know, it's 3rd and 5. In the 4th quarter with a minute left, we need to get the ball back. They run the ball right up the middle for 6 yards.
yep. Yeah, it's been tough. Like, I don't know. We expected a close game. Even even projected. I think you had like a 17 or 18 to 14 type of game in favor of the Packers. I thought it'd be close as well. And I mean, like at the end of the day, Green Bay's defense the last couple of weeks have kept the opponents under 20 points, so that should be enough. But it still doesn't
But you're
pass
facing
the.
terrible offenses.
I was gonna say it's still not passing an eyeball test when you see, like in Denver's case, 5+ yards per carry given up on the ground and stuff. So I don't know. Getting ready to go
I
in.
mean, and that's why I'm worried about the Vikings game.
Yeah, I was about to say, getting ready to go in the Vikings game. It's, there is no Justin Jefferson on the other side this week, fortunately, but, just, I don't know. Feels like with how Kirk Cousins has been balling out recently and Addison being able to step up a little bit for them on offense, like...
Yeah, I mean, as much as I want to joke about Kirk Cousins being, mid or average or, he's good, but he's not great because he can't win important games or whatever. Like, he's going to shred our defense the way they're playing.
Yep.
And they have the worst rushing offense in the league right now. 32nd in attempts, 30th in yards. And I have no hope that Madison and Akers are not going to run all over us.
Yep. Also, totally off topic too, but Cam Akers, as a Seminoles fan, this hurts to see him in Minnesota. Same deal with Dalvin Cook back when he was there.
Yeah. So, like, can we play well against the Vikings? I mean, any given Sunday, right? We could play well against the Vikings, but the way we've played against the Broncos and the Raiders, I don't know how we would. The Vikings just beat the 49ers.
Yeah. Which that was an insane upset.
even with Deebo Samuel out, I think he was out this week, right?
Yeah, he's
actually
another
interception.
Pick six,
well, not with that move.
Yeah.
I thought she had a chance, and then she just went straight left.
I think I meant to say 6-pack for like 6 interceptions, and both times I was like pick.
Your peer has conceded the game.
You know what? I'll take it. That was probably the best defensive performance I'll ever have on Madden.
I'm just not confident.
Yeah.
Like, they beat the 49ers. They didn't crush them. It's once again a one-score game.
Yeah.
My fear is that this will be the first game that the Vikings have this season that isn't a one-score game, and we're not going to be on the benefiting end of that more than one-score point differential.
Yeah, it was funny too because I saw on some of the early like betting books and stuff, Green Bay actually opened up as 1-point favorites. And I was like, how?
I don't know how you could see the way the Vikings have played the last 3 weeks and how we've played the last 3 weeks and make that determination. Like, whether we're home or away, I don't know how you could give us the benefit of the doubt right now. I mean, we played 2 of the worst teams in the league back-to-back and lost both games.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that they lost by a handful of points. They lost.
Yep.
Like, to 2 teams that a good team would beat. This is not a good team right now.
Nope.
There's pieces, but they're not a good team right now. I didn't want to make a prediction about the Vikings game, but my prediction would be that we lose.
Yeah,
my prediction.
Yeah, my prediction is 24-17 Vikings. I just want to see the offense actually put up some first half points and more than the field goal.
As Ben Kurt so eloquently put on whatever they're calling Twitter now.
X.
The Packers, X. The Packers need to stop opening the game afraid of their own shadow.
Yep.
If they played this first half on offense like they play the second half on offense, a few of those losses would probably be wins. Ooh. Looks like watching Packers defense in real life.
Yeah, pretty much. It is so hard to play against Baltimore for me, just because you got Lamar Jackson being able to run all day, and then you get guys like Mark Andrews popping free. He hit me with that damn play action, and it was over. But yeah, I think, you know, with Minnesota, Hawkinson's going to get his, you know, 5 to 8 catches per game. So that's going to be just hard to stop, especially, I don't know if Campbell or Walker are going to be back yet. I had saw earlier, let me pull it up. We had Campbell finally limited in practice, and then I think Quay was completely off the injury report right now. So, you know.
I mean, he did play last game, so it's a
that's
positive.
Right. That's right. In my mind, I'm still thinking like McDuffie and all them.
But, he did play too.
Ready?
Yeah.
Blah.
Bleh.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm trying to do this game plan thing, and I look up, and it's like all goal line formation at the start of it.
You're all goal line formation at the start of it. That's good, huh?
Yeah, I'll take that. Let's see.
So, any more thoughts on the Packers? Are you ready to bounce around the league?
I will give one more input about Minnesota and why I'm not feeling as confident either. You know, Flores and his defense, they do bring a lot of pressure, and we're just talking about, you know, how rough it's been on the offensive line and stuff. I saw a stat earlier today that Minnesota through weeks 1 through 3, they were averaging, giving up about 260 yards per game passing, QB rating just north of 116, and about 3/4 of the percentage on completion, 76.2%. They weren't really getting to the quarterback too much. They only had 6 sacks in that time frame. The last 3 weeks have gone down to 176 yards per game. They had 12 sacks now over that time frame. And then an 89.1 quarterback rating, still about 74.2% completion percentage. But it seems like it's going to be another high-pressure game. We'll see if Jordan Love can settle in the pocket. And, you know, unfortunately, it hasn't looked good so far, so we'll see what adjustments LaFleur and the crew can make this week.
Yep. And even though, like, our just raw offensive scoring and defensive points allowed are similar ranks, we're ranked 17th in points scored and 18th, and the Vikings are ranked 18th. We're ranked 21st in points given up. They're ranked 20th. They're doing it against better opponents, and they've actually shown progress the last 3 weeks where we've somehow looked even worse than we started the year the last 3 weeks.
Look even worse, and injury list getting more and more, you know, country mile long going. But
yeah, it's just, it doesn't look good. No matter how you look at it.
I was hitting R1, but I stepped up in the pocket too big. Too big, too quick. But yeah, so bouncing around the league real quick. Week 7 seemed like everybody was on a bye week at one point. Carolina, Cincinnati, Dallas, Houston, the Jets, and the Titans all had a bye week this week. Ooh, got Dobbs. Let's go. So we went over the Thursday night game on the last video, but again, Jacksonville knocked off New Orleans 31-24. That moved Jacksonville to 5-2, still leading the AFC South. The Saints are now 3-4, third place in the NFC South. So the 1 o'clock games on Sunday, we've kind of mentioned it. Baltimore absolutely making the Lions look like the Lions of old, 38-6. What do you think about our kiss of death going on right now?
You know, I don't know how we've done it, but apparently we just hate winners.
Yeah, it's I was trying to think. We had Buffalo first, and they proceeded to lose in London and struggle against the Giants. And then, they randomly decided
49ers.
they randomly decided to lose to New England this week for Belichick's 300th career victory. And then
Yeah, and these are like multi-week decisions. Like, they're not just losing the week we say that they're the best team in the league. They continue to do so.
Yep. Then, in San Francisco's case, we, say that they might be the Super Bowl favorites. Ooh, all-out blitz. I wish I wouldn't have run on that one. San Fran
that was a
lost.
mistake.
They lost Debo for a couple weeks. McCaffrey got injured. They've lost to the Vikings here on Monday Night Football. So they also lost to the Browns last week.
Yep, which is when they got the injuries right after we said they might be the best team. There's no reason they should lose to Cleveland.
And then, boom.
And then they lost to Cleveland.
Yep, so then we're like, hey, Detroit's kind of scary. Let's kiss of death them. And good God, did we really give them a French kiss on that one, apparently.
In the last video, when I made the statement, can we kiss of death them? I didn't think it would actually happen.
Same.
Because, none of these were on purpose. Like, why would it happen now? And then Baltimore was like, got you, fam, and absolutely destroyed them. So we'll see if they bounce back here in week 8.
Yep. Yeah, both teams are still the division leaders of the Norvs, 5-2 records, but yeah, it was just unexpectedly big domination by the Ravens.
Yeah, and Detroit is playing the Raiders at home on Monday Night Football.
Yep.
Theoretically, they should have a good chance to bounce back, but we'll see.
Yeah, and speaking of the Raiders, they faced the Bears and battled the backup quarterbacks, and holy crap, Chicago just came out
and was never competitive.
Yeah, 30-12. Bears get a win. They moved to 2-5 on the year, still last in the North. Raiders now 3-4. Somehow that's second in the AFC West this year. But yeah, that was one of those games. Like, I know Jimmy G was going to be out and stuff. I didn't expect to see a 30 spot by the Bears to take the win pretty easily. And then let's see.
No, I didn't expect that either.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned the Browns-Colts game a little bit earlier. 39-38, Browns get the win, despite some referee controversy there. Yeah. Myles Garrett, though, holy crap. I saw his stat line. I didn't realize how involved in that game he was. He had, as they run it down my throat here, 4 quarterback pressures, 2 sacks, both leading to turnovers, including a strip sack touchdown, and apparently a blocked field goal from what I had saw. So have yourself a day there. Deshaun Watson went out in that game for the Browns. I have no idea what his status is because I haven't looked up anything about them yet for this upcoming week. But Browns are 4.
I'm pretty certain I saw that he's going to continue sitting out.
Okay.
PJ Walker is in.
Do the PJ's proud over there, Walker. I want him to ball out. And let's see if I can get a stop on Watson. Jesus, I did not. Nope. I cannot stop Lamar Jackson right now. But yeah, so Cleveland's 4-2, third in the AFC North. Colts went to 3-4, they're third in the AFC South. Just mentioned New England and Buffalo. I want to say I had written off New England the week before, and shout out to them getting it done. They're 2-5 now. Buffalo's suddenly 4-3, second in the East, so still around, but that was a struggle 3 weeks. Losses to Jacksonville, New England in there, barely beating the Giants when that was they could have got called at the goal line at the end of their victory.
Yep.
And then Washington versus the New York Giants. Giants end up winning that one 14-7. 6 sacks on the day for the Giants defense. Then they also had the IIT that led to Barkley getting a touchdown. They didn't even allow 300 yards total in that game, so overall just a good victory for them. They're 2-5 now, and Washington's 3-4 in that battle of the NFC East. Bruh.
Oof.
I somehow got the ball back.
recovered
Oof. And then the game that we were kind of watching was Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. And I kept wanting to shout out they can't keep getting away with it at Atlanta for another walk-off field goal. That was a sloppy game. Holy crap. I think,
Yep.
how many fumbles did Ritter have? Like 3 in that one that they could have just scored on, and then they were like, nah, never mind.
Yeah, it was a pretty sloppy match to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 3 fumbles in the red zone. I saw an NFL research thing about it. That was the first time a team has lost 3 red zone fumbles in a single game since the Cardinals back in 2004 in Week 3 that year. But
Damn.
yeah, still, still get the dub even with all that. Man, I thought I caught that, and
That's
then
interesting.
yep. Alright, let's see if I can get something else going here. Do the empty stick. But with that win, Atlanta took over the NFC South lead at 4-3. Tampa is 3-3. So still a tight division right there.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the 4 o'clock games with us was Matumbo. Pittsburgh knocking off the Rams 24-17. Pittsburgh's now 4-2. You have the Rams at 3-4. Seattle knocked off Arizona 20-10. That game was weird because Cardinals had 3 turnovers on Seattle, but they could only get 3 points out of those turnovers. So, oops.
That didn't go well.
Nope, not even a little bit. That sucked. So Arizona is now 1-6 on the year. Seattle's 4-2, and then Kansas City knocks off the Chargers 31-17. Kansas City is running away with the AFC West. I didn't realize they already have something like a 3-game lead in that division because they're 6-1 and the Chargers are 2-4. So that's happening over there. And then Sunday Night Football, you had the Eagles knock off Miami 31-17. Philly's now 6-1. Miami's 5-2. Both lead their divisions in the East, but that seems like a pretty fun game. I know Keith was pretty sad for his Dolphins, but it is what it is, I guess, on that one. Battle of the Alabama quarterbacks too, with Hurts and Tua. Did you get to see any of that Sunday night game?
I did not.
Yeah. I saw like little bits and pieces of it, but not enough to really go, yeah, this happened. And the Monday nighter, as mentioned before, was Minnesota knocking off San Fran 22-17. So San Fran's still 5-2, NFC West leaders, but Minnesota's 3-4, second in the North now over us, so that sucks, but deep pass on this one.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a couple breaks our way and, start playing well.
Yeah,
Which
that's
goes
gonna
back
be
to the fundamentals. Probably going to be the only word to use the rest of the season. Just be like, what did you think about the Packers? Fundamentals.
fundamentals. The fundamentals weren't so fun this week. Yeah,
No, it's just going to be an entire sentence of fundamentals. And then you'll be like, were they good or bad? Fundamentals.
So what'd you think of the Packers this week? Fundamentals. Yeah, speaking of fundamentals, I gotta get going with what I'm normally good at Madden. I allowed myself to kind of get taken out of the run game here.
Well done.
It's always the hard part about doing these videos too, is when you're trying to like, look down at your notes and stuff. You kind of take your eyes off the play, and all of a sudden you realize that, oh crap, I kind of suck right now. Let me not.
Stop being a traditional man and learn how to multitask.
It's so easy. I didn't know how I didn't notice before. Also, I totally chose the wrong jerseys for the Packers for this video. I was going to do the all yellows and stuff, if possible. That we never actually wore, but I just randomly like. I ended up with this old school Acme Packer throwback instead.
If you had circle and you did throw it and then you got tackled for a loss,
Yeah,
a sack or gained a yard,
I think it technically
very minimal.
I think it technically gave the sack. I thought Jenkins was going to hold his block, so I started to take off, and all of a sudden it was just like, and no.
Well, he did hold his block, but then he ran right past his shoulder, and you can't continue holding him. That's a penalty. You should have thrown it. He was open.
I mean, I've seen that not called.
All I'm saying is it was open by, like, high school standards.
Yeah.
And it would have been a first down. We'd be on, like, the 30 right now. Instead, you're coffin corner punting at the 20.
Yep. I would have got us a point in our fantasy league with the punters.
But you know what it doesn't do?
Doesn't get me points.
Get you points in the game.
Yep. I'm going to try to play with the safety because at this point, who cares?
Who cares? How are you going to do a screen and leave only the one defender unblocked?
I'm more confused. Like, why the hell is Kenny Clark the one that was over there? I was like, what the hell settings do I have over here? Ugh.
Bruh.
What the hell?
You're not catching him.
Nope. Oh, that's
Rip.
nice.
Finish strong.
That's all you can do at this point. This is pretty trash by me right now. But let's be like the Packers. Don't give up. See what happens. Probably more pain, but
Just get a kickoff return for a touchdown, and you're right back in it.
it's so easy. I have no idea why I struggle so damn bad on kickoffs this year.
I do not know.
Alright, let's just go single back, start seeing what goes on.
You had the swing flat running back.
Yeah,
There's no defenders over there.
I'll keep it on then,
Same
see
play?
what goes on. Yeah, same play.
Whoop. You juked into him.
Yeah. Jesus, I think like everything was play action on that set.
As soon as I saw that linebacker step forward, I was like, "That slant's open."
Yeah, I was like, oh, thank God.
He's really crowding the box for someone that's not been running very much.
Yeah.
Of course, it worked there.
Yeah, it
Maybe
seems
he knows
like
something that we don't know.
yeah, it seems like, I should be able to hit over the top, but I'm just struggling on this game. Picking up stuff a little bit too late.
What the?
Apparently,
Watch your profanity.
apparently was still moving with Love when he tried to throw that one, and it was not a good result.
Well, even Musgrave's like attempt to catch it looked weird and awkward.
Yeah. Like me in high school.
Like you now.
Damn. You right though.
I am right.
Alright, screw this. I'm gonna go to the fourth quarter, throw a Hail Mary if I don't get it. Then I'll just quit there.
You gonna quit on me, boy?
I'll quit all day. Yeah, this dude's good.
4th and 28.
Dun dun dun.
This play will work. I can feel it. No, I won't.
I thought I got knocked straight into
Thought
an interception. I was like, are you kidding me?
So did I. Like, of all the ways that this could fail.
Yeah, well, I'll concede on that one.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a tough
You know
one.
what? It's balanced. Your opponent conceded, then you conceded.
Yeah, I hate it, but it is what it is. Looks like I'm in like a huge tie for 235,117th on the leaderboards now, so slowly get my way back up. But not playing like that sucked. But
Don't be sorry. Be better.
until next time. So any final thoughts before we close it up there?
I don't think I have anything else. Fundamentals.
Yeah, I don't really got too much else outside of, I can't believe we lost to the damn Broncos, and hopefully this week won't be as painful against Minnesota, but, I feel like I'm dead inside right now with the Packers, so we'll see.
Rip.
Yeah, but until next time, go Pack go, and hopefully we'll be coming back with a victory. This video hopefully will be out earlier in the week as expected, so if that's the case, there should be a Rocket League video this weekend, so stay tuned for that.
Rise up from the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go to see the magic happen. They got us a quick change, so